Sara Hurwitz, for some ungodly reason, doesn't want to give up on this idea that her shit-lib elitist attitude about the state of Israel is wrong. In fact, she's convinced that we're all nuts, and she's right. What a novel concept, though. Talk about being in a demented existence. Well, she's got a couple of doozies that she wants to share with us. So here we go.
October 7th happens, and I'm texting with them. I'm like, do you still want me to come? Like, what should I do? And we decided the tour would go on. And so it wasn't a response to October 7th. It was really planned beforehand, but it became a response to October 7th. And it was, I came straight from like 1997 to 2023, right, and the shock that I felt. On so many, we're very distracted by these big encampments and protests, which are terrible, of course. But I am much more worried about the pervasive, systemic atmosphere on these campuses, like the air kids breathe.
Yeah.
In a lot of campuses, Israel is in the same moral bucket as the KKK and the Nazis, right? So if I said to you, Jonah, look, I'm a Nazi, sure, but I'm a liberal Nazi. That's insane, right? Or, I'm in the KKK, but I don't hate minorities. Like, that's monstrous. Like, come on, we're not going to have...
Does anyone see the irony? So you're a Zionist, but you're not a white supremacist? Oh, come on.
It's okay when the Jews do it, Jen. Don't you understand?
I feel like this girl needs to meet Cheryl, and they need to find a place to hide together.
Well, I told you, the two of them could be sisters like they are.
They could. I know. And it's again, I don't want to hate on Cheryl, but this is pretty bad.
Well, that's because, again, you grew up with Cheryl. Cheryl became one of the most successful women in the world, and she acts like she's a victim.
Well, so look at this psycho. Look at this psychotic woman. And fuck Jonah Platt. Whatever.
And you want to know why anti-Jewish hatred is ramping up at such a fever pitch in this country? Exhibit A, guys.
A conversation about that. And that's what I think a lot of students on campus hear when a Jewish student says, well, look, I'm a Zionist, I'm a liberal Zionist, I care about Palestinian rights. It's like, Israel is now so evil, so untouchable that there's no point of contact you can have with it, just like there's no point of contact you can have with the KKK or Nazis. And once you're in that level of rationality, there's no conversation to be had. So many Jewish students told me they tried to meet with their classmates who were harassing them and like have a conversation.
Liar. She's lying.
How were they harassing them?
I have still not heard first-person testimony by Jewish students with a credible account of being threatened, harassed, or made to feel unsafe. Not one. It's always people like her saying what other people said.
Oh, again, it's like when they started the campus protests at Columbia University, and then you had that woman who was Hasbro and was being paid by the Mossad, intentionally walked into somebody who had a Palestinian flag. Oh, they hit me. When you live in a bubble, you pierce that bubble ever so slightly, and these people have a heart attack. Sara Hurwitz wouldn't know what the hell to do if she was actually confronted in any type of a serious way. She'd be convulsing.
This is a woman who has never faced a true threat or any lack of stability for a day in her life. Not ever. Not ever. So it's very telling. It's disgusting, but it's telling.
And they would be told, no, that would be normalizing Zionists. I just thought like the extremity of this. And it's so confusing for these poor college kids because their anti-Semitism education has been Holocaust education.
Right.
So they get to campus, they're like, well, there are no Nazis here, but I feel really unsafe. And so I'm going to gaslight myself and say, well, maybe it's anti-Zionism, not anti-Semitism. And I have to walk them through like, okay, if a classmate of yours, I was like, can I walk through your campus with a t-shirt that says, I love Israel? And they're like, oh God, no. I'm like, okay, what if a Black student came to you and said, my campus is great for Black students, but I can't wear my Black Lives Matter t-shirt, I'd get harassed. And the student's like, oh, that's racism, that's terrible. Great. Gay student says, my campus, great for queer students, but if I wear my Pride t-shirt, I will be harassed. Like, it's not great. That's homophobia.
Right.
So I was like, so how come if you wear your Israel t-shirt and you get harassed, you don't think that's anti-Semitism?
Because you dumb cunt. Okay. I'm like, I cannot.
Raging.
You keep making me deal with these people, and I cannot deal with these people. Okay. The difference, you stupid bitch, is that gay people and Black people are who they are. Supporters of Israel are choosing to be Nazi pieces of shit. So yeah, that is not a good comparison at all. You are straw manning shit, and you know it. You know it. So it's infuriating.
The one big difference between a successful liberal and a successful conservative that I have noticed forever, the level of condescension in their critique, in their disposition on almost every topic is elite, over the top condescension.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason why there is a distinct difference between liberals with money and conservatives with money. Now, not all of them are the same. You still have the super rich who end up at places like Mar-a-Lago, but for the most part, there is a distinct difference in terms of how they talk. This woman loves to hear herself talk, loves it, and truly believes that she is affluent, not just economically, but socially, and obviously religiously. And that's why she acts this way. The oblivious nature to her attitude is actually mind-blowing. Everyone else is bad except us. We're the true oppressed people as I talk to you from this fancy podcast studio in New York City. It's easy to see why they are so hated.
This bitch.
And they're like, no, but the problem, it's not Jews, it's Israel. I'm like,
it is.
Okay, what if your Chinese American classmate wore a t-shirt that says, I love China? Even if your classmates knew what a terrible human rights violator China is, I'm guessing they would think, well, okay, I'm sure she doesn't love the Chinese government. She's probably just passionate about her heritage, or maybe she's studying Chinese history or language. I think your classmates would give her the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And that is not something that happens for Jewish students. And
yeah, it happens for Jewish students. It doesn't happen for Zionists because Israel is not a real thing. That's not a real culture. It's not a real people. It's not a real heritage. Whereas China, again, you're apples and oranges, lady. China is a, 4,000 plus year old civilization and culture of people that have strong genetic ties to their land and their history and their culture. Israel is a make-believe place like Disney World. So no, it is not the same thing. I want to punch her. I am so angry.
You can punch her because I can't. And I
can't punch her. Let me tell you something. If I'm going to get arrested, it's not going to be for hurting this dumb cunt.
No, but it would be fun and funny.
Yeah, baby.
And it's Dara Horn, who's one of my best friends and an amazing Jewish author. She talks about the difference between poor anti-Semitism, which is like, you're a Jew, you're bad, I'm going to kill you. There is nothing you can do to be good. You can't convert, you're bad, I'm killing you. Whereas there's another kind of anti-Semitism, which is like, you're a Jew, you're bad, but there is something you can do to be okay. You can give up whatever it is that I, the majority, think is disgusting about Judaism. And so back in the day, if you were a Jew converted to Christianity, they wouldn't kill you for some time at least.
Yes, I have.
For a while,
if
maybe. If you got lucky, you could convert. And today,
the victim mindset of these people it's vomit inducing. These are people that are extremely successful. This woman was one of Obama's primary speechwriters, for God's sake.
Right.
And she acts like the SS are around the corner coming to get her.
Sarah, go to your bunker, find your safe space. Okay.
And stay there.
Every you're saying about, and stay there, and everything you're saying, and like, here's the thing, it's all such hearsay. It's all hearsay. I have not yet heard first-person credible testimony regarding any feelings of being threatened. Not once in the past over 2 years of people like her saying this stupid bullshit. I just go merge with PragerU and be done with it.
Seriously, we'll finish it up.
I think I think about my parents' generation, the 50s. If you were a Jew and, just get rid of your last name, your nose, your Jewy gestures, right? Be less Jew.
You did get rid of your nose, you stupid hypocrite.
And then you're safe. Today, it's, get rid of your Zionism and then you're safe. And so you see these poor kids who are like, they're like, my rabbi growing up told me Israel was great. And then I got to campus and I learned they were genocidal, colonial Nazis. I saw the light. I had an epiphany. And then I took anti-Zionism and anti-colonialism into my heart and now I'm saved. And their classmates are like, now you're saved. You're a Jew who's seen the light. And it's
Yes, that's exactly how that works. I could not have said it better. Sarah. Go hide in a bunker. Go away.
Now you know what. Now I understand why Jews only want other Jews to commingle and marry and all that shit. Because who in the fuck would want to put up with this shit? I believe in this stuff.
It's just
oh my God.
It's so unbelievably supremacist and entitled. And what's so sad is that I unfortunately know a lot of people that are that. Another reason, yes, I have got to move out of Florida. I cannot be around those people anymore.
That woman that you just saw on screen, ladies and gentlemen, that is the quintessential Debbie Wasserman Schultz voter. That's her.
Oh, yeah.
That is who she is. That's a woman that Sara Hurwitz is the type of woman who, if she lived in South Florida, she would either be in Plantation, Cooper City, or Weston. Guaranteed. She
could easily be in Emerald Hills and sending her kid to University School or Heritage because she wouldn't dare send them to public school in that area.
But she comes off as like a stuffy gated community type.
No, I'm telling you, I know her people. I know where her people live.
Now, I want you to all understand that there is a second component to this. There is a layer that is now happening because we are seeing that the talking points are not working. Now, Jen is not familiar with this person, and neither was I. But the lady's name is Melanie Phillips. She is a Jewish Zionist activist at Shiratz Hayden's Rage Against the Hate conference. Now, I bring this up because it is very important to distinguish the difference that we are noticing with people who are still trying to cling on to the Democratic Party, and they're going to say that we're not going to take money from AIPAC anymore. AIPAC is one of dozens of these pro-Israel NGOs that are out there that are going to continue to facilitate the pro-Zionist state, or at least for now. It's changing. Here is the lunacy taken to a whole other level. You thought the language of Sara Hurwitz is bad? This is even worse.
Has been made to believe that peace and justice in the Middle East hinge on the Palestinians getting a state of their own. Justice for the Palestinians has been deemed to be the issue that drives all before it. By apparently denying that happy outcome, the state of Israel has come to be perceived as the enemy of humanity itself. This is the big lie that we are all up against. But the Jewish world has never identified this big lie as such. And
here we go again. You're muted again, Jen.
I'm sorry. We had Michael Rechtenwald on a month or so ago. We have spoken with them, and yes, we are supportive of what they are doing.
So what this Mrs. Phillips is suggesting is in a much more coded neoliberal language compared to a neocon Mike Huckabee language to effectively say Palestine is not a thing. Stop suggesting it's a thing. You're just anti-Jew. You're anti whatever,
Right.
whatever. And this woman is native to Israel, by the
Right.
way.
Has never fought it. It has never told the world the truth. There is no such thing as Palestine. There is
Fuck you and the horse you rode in on, you horse-faced bitch.
But you see, no, she's a bird face. But the thing is that, you know, every accusation is a confession. So what is not a real existing thing is Israel. Israeli is not a nationality. It's not a culture. It's not a people. It's not anything. It is a make-believe fiction that is in Palestine. And you can keep saying it the other way over and over and over again, and it still won't make it be true.
no such thing as the Palestinian people. The Jewish world has never told the rest of the world that the indigenous people of the land of so-called Palestine are the Jews, that the Jews are the only people who have any entitlement to any of this land, an entitlement based in law, in history and morality, and they are the only people who have an entitlement to all of it.
Oh, all of it? Have you been? All of it. Have you been? They're entitled to all of it. They're the only people that have a history there. That's so interesting, but yet genetically it's so untrue, because the Palestinians are the true Israelites / Canaanites / Hebrews, and everyone knows that now. So I don't understand, like, who is listening? Who is she speaking to that would even buy this?
This is for those. Well, this is why I keep telling you guys, and this is why, if you've noticed lately, we're trying to show you with the clips we're producing that it's so much more than AIPAC. AIPAC is, without question, probably the most recognizable pro-Israel NGO in the United States, but so is the ADL. And there are so many more of these organizations that people are not aware of. This one in particular is the Rage Against the Hate Conference.
It's more like rally up the hate, you crazy, psychotic, anti-Muslim bitch. Like these people.
But and
they stand there and they say these ridiculous things that are so absurd to them, and yet it's completely true, but about them. So
projection.
Oh, it's just so you can't make this shit up, man.
But you have to understand that when you are a Brit, you are allowed to get away with much more incendiary language because it sounds much more sophisticated and intelligent. And you can't fault me for feeling this way. I don't want to have to kill all the Palestinians, but they're rubbish and inexcusable animals. So we must deal with them as we once dealt with the French and other countries like India. That's the point.
But the world sees it now, and the world is done with the colonial bullshit. Africa's done with it. South America's done with it. We're done with it. We're done with it. It's just not working anymore.
And you want to know why we have to keep pointing this out? This is why we have to keep pointing this out.
למות מרעב. כי מה שעושים עכשיו העזתים לחטופים, אני לא מרחם על מי שבעוד כמה שנים יגדל ולא ירחם עלינו.
Again, right. Nice projection. Yeah.
You're right. We will not have any mercy for you.
No, we won't, but the Palestinians will. See, here's the thing, that this is what people like this don't get, because they're so like bigoted and just so stuck in their thing. Palestinians in general are some of the least vengeful people that I've ever met. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of people that I've met who have shown more grace in their approach and their understanding of what's going on than I ever would have. So what he's saying, while I don't think it's true about just Palestinians in general, it is true about the rest of us. Yeah, we're watching this and we're becoming more and more violent from watching it, and we are going to rise up and take you out.
Amen.
רק מטומטם ערב רב, שונא ישראל, מרחם על המחבלים הבאים, למרות שהיום הם קטנים, והלוואי רעבים. מי ייתן ימותו מרעב. ולמי שיש בעיה מה שאמרתי, זה בעיה שלו.
Starve to death.
And again, Palestinians are not a monolith, and I don't like put them in any sainted category. I know that there are many people that have over decades joined resistance groups, Hamas, because of being oppressed. So no, I think people do rise up to try to get a boot off their neck, and they have every right to do so. But I just in general don't find Palestinians to be vengeful and act or think or believe in the way that they are deemed to be by the Zio state, like what he said, like, oh, they'll do that to us. No, you sick fuck. And it's the same concept here that it was with whites and ending slavery and whites and ending segregation is, well, if we give them rights, they're going to treat us bad. No, you sick fucks. Like, that's not how this works, but it's very telling that that's what people think.